Hello and welcome to another update video here on Bitcoin. So the yellow scenario remains the leading scenario. So I did share yesterday on X this yellow scenario that would send us lower. Actually, we talked about it over the weekend, but yesterday I spent some time to talk about the parameters for the week, and I highlighted specifically the yellow scenario and how it is leading because of the 5-wave movements to the downside that we saw from the all-time high, that we saw from this swing high from Monday last week, and that we even saw from the, I believe it was the weekend high. Now, we saw 5-wave movements to the downside, and we stayed consistently below resistance. I then also highlighted that the yellow scenario remains the leading one here. That was 15 hours ago. The yellow scenario continues to lead. I can identify another micro 5-wave move to the downside. So again, what can I say? This downtrend was certainly announced. Okay, it came with a lot of warnings, 5-wave movements. That, however, and I have to be very clear about that, and I shared that in that video yesterday, it does not confirm that we are in a bear market, okay? It does not confirm that we're in a bear market. Now, that's a different story. I explained that yesterday. We do have now, or the price has now reached the 17th of October low, so we see a bit of a bounce, but if it's really a third of a third wave to the downside, then the price should move down further aggressively. And it has done that already, right? This is quite an aggressive move down today. By the way, we need to move above. Hold on, I need to adjust that slightly here. We would need to move back above at least $107,750 to indicate that some kind of a larger recovery is unfolding. As long as we stay below that level, my view is that further direct movements to the downside are likely. I mean, technically, we shouldn't even break above this swing high there at 107,400. But let's give the market a little bit of room. But overall, as per the updates from yesterday and over the weekend, the door to the June low, to a test of the June lows around 98.5K is wide open, okay? And I showed you in that video on X yesterday the projections to the downside, which point towards that 98.5K level. So what can I say? Pressure is downward. I don't see any short-term upside reversal setups or patterns. The setups over the last few days have remained focused on the downside, and we had several short trade setups here with 1-2 patterns. Yeah, the most recent update suggested this bounce here would be a wave 2. We couldn't even get another leg up. Now, this would have given us a more healthy wave 2, but the fact that Bitcoin could not give us a more, healthy wave 2 is rather a confirmation for what I've been telling you, that this is a third wave down, because then bounces are weak, can be weak, and it indicates additional weakness. So I think it's important to understand what the next support levels are. Now, I already mentioned the area around 98 to 99K, but we've got also a Fibonacci level here at around, and go to the 4-hour chart, you see it better. That's the 38.2 retracement level of the April rally. That will be meaningful from a support point of view, around $102,080, and then the area between 98 and 99. Okay, this is also where the 55-day exponential moving average is located. So I remain focused on the downside. That doesn't mean that I think we're in a bear market necessarily, but we still remain focused on the downside for now. I'm neither bullish nor bearish on these charts, right? On most of them. I mean, there are some altcoin charts that I've always been bearish on, but typically I simply align with price action. So, I couldn't care less whether this is a downtrend or an uptrend. It's just about understanding what the trend is at the moment, right? And aligning with that trend. So, as I said, things will likely change a bit. Yeah, if we get a break above the green line, that would be a good signal. That would be a sign of strength. I mean, what would it be in that case? I think there would be a good chance then to say that we are still in a broader B wave. So this B will shift here but we'll stay close to that. The fact that we've now formed the double bottom is actually not bullish. It actually is, if we now move higher, it might be a short-term upside reversal, but the pressure would still remain to the downside. But it still would be a signal of hope. So it would be a sign that the bulls are still there somewhere. And it seems likely that we go down lower. The question is just how directly are we going to go down there? I'll keep you updated. Hope you enjoyed the update. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.